Hello Chip, it's Lupe here with Porsche Colorado Springs, and I'm here with your new 911 Carrera 4. We have it all clean, prepped, and ready to go for transport. We still haven't heard a confirmed pickup date. Hopefully we'll hear back from them later today. I want to take a quick moment to do what I call an orientation walk around. Normally I do this with you here in person, but you're a couple of states away, so let's do it via video. I have both keys right here in my hand, and they're both in these leather pouches. This one's in red, and the other one's we got a black one, all right? So let's go around the entire car. It might be a little bit long, but I will go over everything and how it works. Okay, so as you approach the car, you'll notice that the door handles, they're a little bit flush. Look at that. When you approach it or when you press unlock, they deploy out so you can grab them. Look at that. And you can also lock them with the little groove right there. You touch on that and it locks it. Look at that. And when you reach underneath of it, it'll unlock it. That's pretty neat. So let me get this started while I go around the car. And let's see, we are currently sitting at 20,335 miles. We got a full tank of gas, so you won't have to worry about that. Once you'll get it, you'll want to you'll want to log in with your Porsche Connect. You click on next, and you just go through this. Once you have it all set up, you won't have to do it again. Otherwise, you're going to be a guest every time. Okay, so make sure you log in with your Porsche Connect, or you'll have to exit through that. Otherwise, you can just do your Bluetooth. I'll touch more on that in just a moment. Let's go around the outside, and I'll circle back to the inside in just one moment. I'll open up the front and I'll open up the back. Okay. All right, this cleaned up really nice. It looks so good. I wish I was there to see you get it. Let me start here. I'll go around the entire car and I'll end up back inside. Okay, so starting off with the wheels, I like to inspect these really closely just to make sure there's no curb rash or anything weird going on with those. That is all smooth. I like to inspect the fenders as well. There is clear mask on everything, so let's take a really close look at this. That appears to be in good condition. Really great to see it, that it has all been protective. That tells you someone really took care of it. Windshield, I like to inspect these as well. You'll see a tiny little pit right there. It's not a crack, it's just a little bit of pitting that tends to happen as you drive. Along the front, let's have a close look at the front bumper. These guys, they are proximity sensors, so you'll see a couple along the front. And these little vents right here, you'll notice they open and close as you're driving. That's pretty neat. That's normal. It's just trying to get the car up to temperature or to help it cool. And let's see, I like to look really closely. Oh, that wiped right off. I like to feel on the underside. There's a tiny little nick here on this lower lip. Look at that. And then the rest is all smooth under here. Tiny little spot on this passenger side right there. And that's on top of the clear mask. And the rest of this appears to be pretty good shape. If you look really closely, you're going to see some little spots where debris has flung up. But that's normal. The hood on this looks to be pretty good. And let's open this up. To open the frunk, you'll notice this little red guy right there. You just want to move it over and then lift up, just like that. Front cargo room area is pretty deep in there. Over here, I hope you never have to access this spot, but in case you do, this is your tire gel sealant. So in case of emergency, you get a flat tire, you'd squeeze this into the tires, and then there's a compressor right under here that you air it up. But again, hopefully you don't have to use that. You do have roadside assistance with your CPO. There's a little toolkit right here and a tow hook in case you ever need to be towed. Hopefully you don't. And then this just goes back right under here. Let's see, right under there. And then those go into those little spots, just like that. Under here, you have your battery. If you ever need to connect a trickle charger, if you don't drive it very often, so you want to connect under there. If you connect the trickle charger to the cigarette lighter inside, it times out after 30 minutes. So ideally you want to do it under here, and you just reach under here, you reach under there, and you lift up. Same thing on that side, and then you'll see the battery right under there. Look at that, you can kind of see it under there. You have positive and negative. And then over here you have your washer fluid right there. That, if you ever need to top it off, it's full at the moment. Okay, and then to close this, really light. So what you want to do is you want to just close it down and then give it a nice little push, and now it's locked into place. Right here in the center you have your 360 surround view cameras and your adaptive cruise control. That's what that little sensor is. And over here onto this side, looking really closely, the wheel, let's inspect this before it goes. That is smooth, no curb rash on there. Your fuel, just press on the back side and it pops open, and then when you go to take this off, you want to put it right in there. So you just put that guy in there just like that and fill it up. Okay, and put it in there, turn it till it clicks, close it. Windshield on this side, I see 2 little nicks right there, but the rest of that looks to be pretty good. Over on the passenger door panel, they're looking for any dings or anything that sticks out. It looks pretty good. Back here on this section, you'll see some spots where debris has flung up. So it's normal on the 911s. Your front wheel is spinning and it picks up debris. It tends to make contact with this area. The important thing is this whole thing has been protected with clear mask. Along the top you have your sunroof, your sliding glass sunroof. And while I'm over here, let's take a look at the passenger side. So door, your handles, those blend in pretty well. Your passenger cup holder, just press on that and it comes out. In the glove box, we have this little tray, and that interchanges with this guy. This is your cup holder. Let's say you don't want the cup holder and you want the little tray, you can switch those. And this is your owner's manual. We'll have that in here. I need to get a temporary plate and put it on the back for you. Your seats, little lever to access the back, you pull it out, move it forward, and there's your rear seats. You can fold those down. So on this side, behind the seat belt, you pull this guy forward and then it folds down. Same thing with the other one, and they all fold down. To put this back up, make sure the seatbelt doesn't get stuck in between that guy and the seat back. Just put it like that and click it back into place. Okay, your seats, your controls. This guy is your seat back. The one on the bottom, that raises it up and lowers it down and up. And then this guy, the little lever, is what lets you move it forward and backwards. Under here, way under there, you have a 12-volt power outlet if you need to hook up your radar detector or you need to connect something to it. And then along here, I'll touch more on that and on the other side. Okay, let's keep going around. Okay, let's close this. This back rear wheel, let's check this out really closely. That's in great shape, smooth, no curb rash. The rear bumper, you have some more of these proximity sensors just like you did on the front, but going along the back, this looks great, really nice. Nothing sticking out to me. I like the sport exhaust, silver, little touches of silver on there. And I have this open, so to access the oil and coolant, it's right back here. So you lift up on these, you have your coolant and your oil. You can't really see the engine on these cars. You literally have to remove the rear bumper. And then this recommends 0 W40 and Porsche recommends Mobile 1. To close this, you just give it a nice little push right there. You have a little wing that'll come up. I'll show you how to turn it on here in just a moment. Over here along the passenger side, gosh, this looks really good. Okay, this wheel, smooth, no scuffy, no curb rash on there. Look at the little tire pressure caps. This area, just like the other side, you got some signs of debris that has made contact along there, but it's all been protected. This whole rocker panel all the way to the end is all protected on both sides. Okay, along to the inside. So let's have a close look over here. And your driver door panel here along the inside. This is how you open the frunk in the back. Your keys, those, you do have the passive entry, so as long as they're on you or in your bag, you can just turn that little guy. Okay, and let's see, you have your lights over here. If you just leave it on auto, you don't have to worry about it. It'll come on and off by itself. This is the rear fog light, so in inclement weather conditions you want to see, but you also want to be seen, so that's how you turn those on and off. Your headlights, low beams, and your parking lights. But if you just leave it on auto, they come on and off by themselves. All right, your instrument cluster, let's have a close look at this. Over on the left, you have a time. You got your speedometer right here, your tachometer right in the middle with your miles per hour, your park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Over to the right, you have this general vehicle information, and you got a full tank of gas down there, and it tells you the coolant temperature at the top. So you see the red right there along the bottom? Let me show you something. If you press this guy, the red moves over to the left side. And press it again, now it moved back to the right. And if you scroll with this guy, you can change what you see on the screen. This is your drive mode, your tire pressure, all-wheel drive information. It's going to show you where the power is being sent to, your G-force. That's all on here. So that's your sport chrono. That's part of the sport chrono package that gives you the stopwatch, launch control, this drive mode selector. So that's pretty neat. You currently see a map on there right now. And back to your trip. If you want to change the left one, press this guy, go to the left, and you can scroll up. Navigation. Yeah, this is your adaptive cruise control. You can change the following distance right here. You can increase or make it closer. And down here you have your cancel, resume, forward for speed up, and back to decelerate. All right, moving on to the steering wheel. You have a heated steering wheel right back here on the back side. They hide that button pretty good, but it turns it on and off. Okay, the drive mode selector I was mentioning, you can go from normal to sport, sport plus, and individual. You can customize that one. There's also a wet one right there. The center button is pretty fun. You can press it and it gives you a 20-second sport response timer. So imagine you're merging onto the highway or you need to pass someone. When you press this button, you're kind of telling the car I'm about to step on it, and it preps itself. It'll downshift, and it actually goes into overboost for those 20 seconds. It gives you everything it has for those 20 seconds. It's pretty neat. And then over here on this left side, we have your volume. You can go up, you know, that's right there. You also have volume right here. That's your volume control. The diamond, this guy, if you press and hold it, you can change the button assignment. So you can go in here and you can program that button to do, let's see, you have a steering wheel button and a center console button. That's this one. So you got two of those. But if you click on the steering wheel one, you can go and make that button become the shortcut to park assist. So let me just switch that over for you. That's when it brings up the 360 cameras, the display park assist. Watch this. So we're gonna go back, and then now when we press the diamond, it brings up the 360 cameras. Look at that. That's pretty neat. Okay, so here on the center infotainment screen, you have your navigation, your media, your phone, navigation. You can go in there, type in the address that you want, and if you want, you can put that navigation right here on your screen. It's pretty neat. Your media, that's how you bring up your radio stations. If you want to go to Sirius, just tap over on Sirius. You can click on Bose. and tweak the audio system, so you can turn on the surround sound and adjust the bass and the treble. That's all under there, under media. Your phone, your vehicle, it's the same as this guy. You'll likely go in here quite often. This is your drive mode. It tells us we're currently in the sport drive mode. And so I can just turn it back to the left and it goes to normal. Our sport exhaust system is currently off. The spoiler, this is where you activate the spoiler. So the little car, spoiler extend, and it extends the spoiler. Look at that. Let me show you what that looks like. So let me get out. Here we go. Look at that. It's pretty neat. So you have another brake light under there, and if you want to clean under there, that's how you would do it. You would tap that along the inside. All right, back over here. Let's go over a little more. So your vehicle, we touched on that. That was where you can mess with the spoiler and the auto stop start. You do have to go in here and turn it off if you don't want it to cut off. Your chassis is currently in the normal mode. You can tap this guy. It's a shortcut. See, it turned the chassis to the sport. That's electronic dampening control. Under assistance, tells you it's active. You can go in here and turn some of these off. Some clients don't like the lane change assist or the maneuvering assist. You can turn those off if you don't like. Trip tells you information about the trip. And comfort, you can go in here to make some adjustments with the driver's seat. That's the heating and cooling balance. So you can make it to where only the bottom gets hot and the back doesn't, or vice versa. You can make it to where only the back gets hot. And if you really wanted to play with it, you can have the back hot and the bottom cold. So this is one of those cars where you can turn on both at the same time. Okay. Home link, if you want to program your garage door opener, you do have to go in here, configure new profile, and it'll walk you right through it. Devices, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto if you use Android. Your settings. There's some updates you'll likely get once you set up your Porsche Connect. It'll do those updates. And then this is your simplified home screen. You can view 3 apps versus all of these apps. Shortcut, sport exhaust, got your hazards, traction control, and this is your electronic dampening. We have your climate control down here in the middle. These are the buttons for your sunroof. Currently open right now. You can close the blind by pressing down, pulling up on that. It'll close the blind if it's a little too much sun. And then the other buttons, this will open up the glass and this one will tilt. All right, Chip, I hope this video helps. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm here throughout the entire ownership of your car. I'm a phone call away. My cell phone, 719-761-7550. I'm gonna go back and chat with my management team, and hopefully we hear back from transport today. And then we can have it to you here as soon as possible. All right, bye-bye.